Hello guys, welcome back. This is your host Pro John Mandona and I will be your online tutor in science, biology and mathematics. So before anything else, I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can receive the latest video and information. So we are going to continue under the topic of classification, which is biology, and our minor topic is the Plantae kingdom, but this will be part 2. So we are going to explain the plant structure. So before we explain the plant structure, let us know these two types of plants, continuing from where we ended. So we have monocots and dicots. So these two types of plants actually are different in some way, and they are different in terms of their seed structure. Monocots coming from a single cotyledon, whereas dicot means a double or two cotyledons. So that is a difference. An example could be a monocot. An example of a monocot could be a maize seed. A maize seed cannot be split into two, so which means it is a monocot. But when we take an example of a groundnut seed, its seed can actually be split into two equal halves. So that's a dicotyledon. Monocots are usually fibrous root system, and dicots actually have a taproot system, and this will be described more in future tutorials as we explain. If we want to discuss in terms of their leaf structures, monocots actually have veins that are parallel and very narrow, and somehow they are very long. But if we discuss the leaf system or the leaf type under the dicotyledonous plants, their leaf types are broad, but not only broad, their veins branch from one point going to a certain edge. Monocots mostly have dull flowers. They are dull colored and having just three floral parts. But when we go to dicotyledonous plants, for these they have very brightly colored flowers and have four or maybe more floral parts. Monocots actually undergo what we call hypogeogemination, and dicots undergo what we call epigeogemination. So we are going to discuss these different types of geminations as we proceed. So examples of a monocots could be all grasses. Maize is described to be a grass as well, and examples of dicotyledonous is all leguminous plants. So under this, we are going to end our lecture. Sorry, we're going to end this part of monocots and dicots over here, but we are going to proceed further in detail in future lectures. So now, our main topic today that I am interested in discussing with you is a plant structure. So we need to know how the parts or the structure of a plant. So if we're discussing the structure of the plant, you need to know that a plant is usually made up of the stem, the roots, and also the leaves. These are the three major parts of a plant. So this is a simple representation of a plant structure, symbolizing or showing the roots, the stems, the leaves as well. So now let us proceed. So as we are discussing the structure of the plant, we need to know the organization and the structure of vesicular plants. So if we're discussing vesicular plants, first we need to know that vesicular plants have what we call vesicular tissues, and the two vesicular tissues are the xylem tissue and the phloem tissue. These are the two major types of vesicular tissues, and they are usually responsible for the transports of water, mineral salts, and nutrients throughout the plants. So let us discuss the plant tissues. So when we are discussing the plant tissues, we need to discuss the xylem. The xylem actually consists of what we call the tracheids and the vessels. So the xylem is actually a tissue which is responsible in the transportation of water and mineral salts, and it begins from the roots heading towards the leaves, which is the entire part of the plants. And the other tissue that we have to discuss is the phloem, which actually consists of the sieve tube elements and the companion cells. But the phloem actually transports sugars or organic matter, organic compounds, which are manufactured by the same plants through the process of photosynthesis from the leaves to all parts of the plants when needed. So discussing further under the xylem, which is the tracheids, let us explain what tracheids are. Tracheids are actually present in the xylem of angiosperms, and they are conducting elements. They are also found in gymnosperms and ferns. Tracheids have pointed ends. And we discuss what a vessel is. Vessels are present only in angiosperms, but they actually help in the conduction of water and mineral salts in the plants. After the secondary cell wall, thickening and lignification, dead and tubular cells are formed. The vessels do not contain protoplasm on maturity. So we need to understand the differences between the tracheids and the vessels, and these are found in the xylem cell or the xylem tissue. So the differences are, if we are discussing the differences, first we need to know where they are located and where they are found. Tracheids are actually located, or they are found in any vesicular plant. Mind you, we are saying that tracheids and vessels are found on the xylem cell, but on the xylem tissue, but which types of plants are these two located, or are these two present? So tracheids are present only in vesicular plants, in all vesicular plants, but for vessels, they are only present in angiosperms only. So now we also need to know the types of cells. The types of cells that are located on the tracheids is that they are imperforated, and whereas for the types of cells that are located, that are in the vessels, are perforated. We also need to discuss in terms of their cell wall. The cell wall type in the tracheids are thin, so which means the tracheids actually have very, very thin cell wall, unlike the vessels, which have very, very thick cell wall. We need to understand the connection as well. So under the connection, we need to know that the tracheids actually are connected in a lateral format, whereas the vessels are located end to end formats. Also, if we're talking about the cross section, if you were to cut one of these two in a cross section, the appearance of the tracheids is that it will be looking polygonal. So by polygonal, it means that it will have a particular polygon shape, whereas for a vessel, it will look what we call cylindrical, or maybe in a circular way. These are the major differences between tracheids and vessels. But these two actually have simple or some similarities, and which are tracheids and vessels. They are all components of the xylem tissue. So as I earlier said, that these two are actually found on the xylem tissue. And the other similarity is that they both help in the conduction of water, and this happens along the stem, and they provide mechanical support to the plant. So which means they prevent the plant from wilting, from falling off, since these two are present along the stem. Both cells are actually tubular, by tube-like means that they look like a tube shape. The secondary lignification is actually present in both cells and they become dead on maturity. So this is actually a difference between a vessel and a trachete. And thank you guys for watching. That was only a short tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed, and please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as we go to another tutorial. Thank you guys. Thank you.